Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, I'm so excited to introduce you to a very special little friend of mine. This is Magdalena, my baby golden albino axolotl. Isn't she absolutely stunning? Magdalena is a golden albino axolotl, which means she has this gorgeous golden skin and bright pink gills that make her look like she's glowing underwater. She's truly the star of the show here. Magdalena has such a unique personality. She's curious, playful, and loves her snacks. Who doesn't, right? And she's always up to something cute that keeps me entertained. Stick around because in this video, I'm going to share some adorable stories about Magdalena, like the time she tried to help me clean the tank, or how she does this funny little wiggle when it's feeding time. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. And if you're a fan of axolotls or just love cute animal stories, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Magdalena and I would love to have you join us for more fun adventures. Looks like Magdalena's ready for her close-up. Let's dive into her stories, starting right now. Once upon a time, in the crystal clear waters of a peaceful pond, there lived a golden albino axolotl named Magdalena. Her name, which means cupcake in Spanish, was as sweet as her personality. With her shimmering golden hue and delicate pink gills that looked like frosting swirls, Magdalena truly resembled a little underwater cupcake. Magdalena was beloved by all the creatures in the pond. The snails adored her because she always helped them find cozy hiding spots. The fish admired her glow, which lit up the pond like a warm ray of sunlight. Even the shy frogs would come out to chat with her because she made everyone feel special. One day, while exploring a hidden corner of the pond, Magdalena discovered a tiny pearl nestled inside a clam. It sparkled with a faint magical glow. Intrigued, Magdalena decided to show it to her friends. As she carried the pearl through the water, its light grew brighter, and soon the entire pond was bathed in a golden glow. The pearl turned out to be a magical treasure that granted a special wish. Without hesitation, Magdalena wished for the pond to always be a place of peace and happiness for everyone who lived there. The pearl's light danced around the pond, and from that day forward, the water seemed fresher, the plants grew greener, and the pond was filled with laughter and joy. Magdalena became the guardian of the magical pearl, and her golden glow became a symbol of kindness and love. Whenever her friends saw her swimming gracefully, they couldn't help but smile and call her their sweet little cupcake. And so, Magdalena lived happily ever after, spreading light, love, and sweetness to everyone around her, just like the perfect cupcake she was. Stick around for more cute stories. Magdalena was no ordinary axolotl. With her shimmering golden skin and curious gills that wiggled with every breath, she was the pride of her tank. But Magdalena wasn't just beautiful, she was determined to be helpful too. One sunny afternoon, as sunlight filtered through the tank water, Magdalena noticed some tiny bits of debris floating around her home. This tank could use some sprucing up, she thought. I'll clean it myself. Magdalena's big plan started with her favorite rock. She wiggled her tail and gave it a push, wanting to rearrange it into a tidier spot. Unfortunately, her tail sent a cloud of sand swirling into the water. Oops, she thought, giggling to herself. Next, she decided to move the little fake plant in the corner. Grasping it with her tiny feet, she tugged and tugged until, pop, it came loose, sending bubbles and more sand everywhere. The tank that had been sparkling moments ago now looked like an underwater snowstorm. Magdalena looked around at her work. The sand floated, the water looked murky, and her favorite hiding spot was buried. Well, she thought, cleaning is harder than I imagined. Just then, her owner, Mia, walked into the room. "Oh, Magdalena," Mia said with a laugh, peering into the cloudy tank. "What have you been up to?" Mia got to work, carefully cleaning the tank and putting everything back in its place. Magdalena swam around, watching Mia's every move. So that's how you do it, she thought. When the tank was finally sparkling clean again, Mia sprinkled some of Magdalena's favorite treats into the water. Magdalena gobbled them up happily and wiggled her tail in delight. She swam to the glass, as if to say, "Thank you, Mia. I'll leave the cleaning to you from now on." From that day forward, Magdalena focused on being her charming, adorable self. leaving tank cleaning duties to her human friend. But every so often, she'd nudge a pebble or wiggle her plant just to feel helpful and make Mia laugh. And so, Magdalena's tank stayed clean, her belly stayed full, and her adventures always ended with a giggle and a snack. Stick around for more cute stories. Now stick around for a fun story about Magdalena and her fun frog friend named Frank. Listen to the story of their fun adventure as an unlikely friendship blossoms into a great friendship. In a pristine, sunlit lake surrounded by emerald green trees, there lived a golden albino axolotl named Magdalena. With her shimmering gold skin and feathery pink gills that looked like little crowns, she was the jewel of the lake. Magdalena had a bright, curious spirit and loved to explore every nook and cranny of her watery home. But what made Magdalena truly special wasn't just her golden glow, it was her best friend, Frank. Frank was a cheerful green frog with a wide smile and a personality to match. The two were an odd pair, no doubt. While axolotls usually preferred to stay underwater and frogs loved to leap onto lily pads and bask in the sun, Magdalena and Frank found joy in their differences. From the moment they met, they were inseparable. Magdalena had been exploring the shallows one sunny morning and she spotted Frank sitting on a rock. "Hi there?" Magdalena bubbled, her voice echoing in the water. Frank blinked and grinned. "Well, hello. You're the shiniest thing I've ever seen. What's your name?" "Magdalena," she said shyly. "And you are?" "Frank, the fastest frog in the whole lake," Frank said proudly, puffing out his chest. From that day on, the two became the best of friends. Magdalena loved to glide through the water, her delicate tail swishing gracefully, while Frank delighted in leaping off lily pads, splashing beside her. They'd play games like splash tag, where Frank would try to tag Magdalena as she darted through the reeds, and bubble blowing contest, where they'd see who could make the biggest bubble. The other lake animals, however, found their friendship peculiar. The fish would gossip, whispering things like, "An axolotl and a frog? That's just weird." The ducks would quack amongst themselves, saying, "Why doesn't Frank spend time with his own kind?" Magdalena overheard one day and asked Frank, "Do you think it's strange that we're friends?" Frank laughed, a deep croaky sound that made Magdalena giggle. "Who cares what they think? We have more fun than anyone else in this lake." And Frank was right. Their adventures were the stuff of legend. One rainy afternoon, they discovered an underwater cave filled with glowing moss. The light made Magdalena's golden skin sparkle even more, and Frank declared her Queen of the Glowing Kingdom. Another time, they teamed up to help a group of tadpoles who had gotten stuck in a narrow stream. Magdalena used her strong tail to create currents that nudged them to safety, while Frank encouraged them with his cheerful ribbits. As the seasons passed, the other animals began to notice something remarkable. Magdalena and Frank's laughter was infectious. When they played, the fish started joining their games. The ducks began to quack along in a cheerful rhythm. Slowly, the entire lake came alive with joy and camaraderie. One day, a wise old turtle named Mabel, who had seen many things in her long life, said, "Magdalena and Frank remind us that friendship isn't about being the same, it's about sharing happiness." From then on, the lake animals no longer found their friendship strange. Instead, they admired how Magdalena's golden glow and Frank's green charm brought the lake community together. As the sun set over the shimmering water one evening, Magdalena and Frank sat side by side, watching the world turn golden. "Do you think we'll always be this happy?" Magdalena asked. Frank grinned. "With you as my best friend? Absolutely." And so, Magdalena and Frank continued their adventures, proving to everyone that the best friendships are as boundless as the lake they called home. Thanks so much for watching this video all about Magdalena, our beautiful golden albino axolotl. I hope you enjoyed learning about her and hearing some of the cute and quirky stories that make her so special. If you had fun hanging out with Magdalena today, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more adorable updates and fun stories. Feel free to share your favorite axolotl moments in the comments below. I'd love to hear about them. Until next time, take care and say bye to Magdalena.